These are geography facts that change what a map means, not just what it shows. From borders and routes to neighborhoods and city air, each one reveals how place shapes outcomes. St. Pauli Church gave its name to a Hamburg quarter, but the church itself ended up outside that quarter. The quarter is St. Pauli, and its name came from a church. Over time, Hamburg's district boundaries changed. By 1938, the church was no longer inside the quarter that still used its name. The map and the place name no longer matched. That left one label on the district and another position on the ground. A boundary line had moved past the church facade. So a neighborhood can keep a church name even after the church sits elsewhere. In Hamburg, the sign, the quarter, and the stone facade do not line up. Interstate 155 is the only direct surface link between Missouri and Tennessee. Missouri and Tennessee meet in a narrow transportation corridor. Rivers and borderland leave very little room for other direct roads. That is why Interstate 155 carries the direct crossing. Geography funnels surface transportation into one route across the state line. When one road becomes the main link, every trip depends on it. Access, freight, and local movement all pass through that same paved line. On the map, it looks like a short highway segment. On the ground, it is the road that carries people, goods, and crossing into the next state. One explorer is tied to both Canberra's early history and Wollongong's founding story. Charles Throsby Smith appears in both places. In the early British period, routes mattered more than maps on paper. People moved through unfamiliar country, looking for passable ground and settlement openings. Smith led the first British expedition to what became Canberra. That expedition turned a route into a line others could follow. Once a route was found, settlement could gather along it. Wollongong's founding story and Canberra's early history both sit beside those movement lines. So one name can sit in two place stories when exploration, founding figures, and early movement overlap. On the map, it leaves a route crossing open land. An Indonesian diplomat helped the Bahamas work on a sea border with Cuba. The helper was Linggawati Hakim, far from home. The Bahamas had to define its maritime boundary with Cuba. On a map, that means deciding where one country's waters end and another's begin. Linggawati Hakim assisted the Bahamas government with border determination. Her role helped turn open sea into a defined line on the chart. The immediate result was clearer maritime space between islands. Shipping routes and patrol areas could be read against one steadier boundary. For the Bahamas boundary ended as a charted ocean line, not just empty water. A diplomat, a map, and the sea met at one edge of the Caribbean. Ukraine protects more than 3,000 place-based product names. Only about 30 of them actually come from Ukraine. Those names are called geographical indications, or GIs. A GI ties a product's reputation to a specific place on the map. That means Ukraine can protect names from many origins, not just its own. The label says the product comes from a region, and its qualities match that origin. The result is a shield against imitation goods using the same name. Buyers see a name, and standards are supposed to follow it. So the number is not a count of Ukrainian products alone. It is a map of protected names, with only 30 rooted in Ukraine itself, beside the shelf and the label. In New York City, cleaner buses started changing the air above whole streets. The odd part is that one vehicle type can reach far beyond its own lane. The city replaced some dirtier buses with low-emission and zero-emission ones. These buses run on regular routes through dense neighborhoods and busy corridors. That switch cut air pollution from the buses themselves. A zero-emission bus adds no tailpipe exhaust, so the street air stays cleaner where it passes. Because buses move across many routes, the benefit spreads past one block. Each trip carries cleaner air through more of the city grid. So a change in the bus fleet can change the air over a whole urban area. On the street, the result is a quieter exhaust plume and a passing bus. Logan Barrio is one of Santa Ana's oldest Mexican barrios, and its edge still sits inside the city map. It lies in Orange County, in northeast central Santa Ana. The neighborhood is mixed use, with industrial lots beside houses and small streets. Its borders follow land use and infrastructure, not just a neat line. French Park, downtown Santa Ana, Mabry Park, Interstate 5, and the transit center press against it. That makes the barrio easy to read on a map and on the ground. Rail lines, roads, and zoning keep homes and industry packed close together. So Logan Barrio stays visible as a cultural district, not just a neighborhood name. In Santa Ana, the streets, transit, and brick blocks still carry that older map. Hanoi Kids gave free tours of Hanoi to an Australian Prime Minister. The same group also guided an American general and an American senator. Hanoi Kids is a local tour group, and the tours were free. That puts ordinary sidewalks into contact with visitors usually seen in formal rooms. The key detail is the mechanism. Local guides lead visitors through Hanoi streets, not through a sealed protocol. The city is explained by walking, stopping, and pointing. So a free walk becomes a soft border crossing. The visitor meets Hanoi at street level, where the guide, the pavement, and the neighborhood set the terms. That leaves a simple image: a guide, a sidewalk, and visitors moving past shopfronts in Hanoi. The city reaches them one block at a time. If you enjoy stories where geography explains the result, keep watching and subscribe for more. And tell us which place on this map surprised you most.